Yo dudes! Welcome to the authentic Goan Korma. So Goa in the southern part of India, it's where it's lovely, warm and tropical. This is a genuinely remarkable korma. We learned from our friend Santan. He's a chef, his dad's a chef, his dad's dad is a chef, and they've all passed down this korma recipe down the lineage. It's easy to make, it's quick, and it's delicious. So first step, we've got a pan on a high heat. I'm gonna go with about a tablespoon of oil, as usual. And obviously, if you want it lower in calories, just don't add any oil at all. Make sure you got a non-stick pan. So we have 2 medium-sized white onions. We've got 3 cloves of garlic, and we've got half a thumb-sized piece of ginger. We've got to put the onion in first and let that fry off nicely before we add the other 2. Oh. So when the onions are starting to brown ever so slightly around the edge, I'm going to add in our chopped garlic and our little bit of ginger. And we're literally going to fry them down for another minute until they start to golden slightly. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off the heat right now, and now we're going to make our sauce and put everything together. This is the bit that makes it super authentic and very quite distinctive. And it will seem quite different. So we've taken 2 carrots, we chopped them into small little coins, and we boiled them for about 20 minutes, along with 1 yellow pepper and 1 red pepper. Might seem strange why we boiled vegetables, but they're going to be one of the bases of our sauce, and they're going to give it such a bright, distinctive kind of burnt orange color. So they're going to go into our blender, and if you don't have a blender, just use a food processor. We're going to add in the rest of our sauce ingredients. We've got 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. We've got 1 tin of coconut milk. These are 400 gram tins or 400 ml tins. Try to use full fat coconut milk because the korma always is creamy, and this will add its kind of sense of creaminess and indulgence to the dish. Okay, the quite distinctive bit in this curry is the spices. They've got lots of different elements of spices. So we've got 3 tablespoons of curry powder. We have 1 tablespoon of ground coriander. We've 1 teaspoon of garam masala. We've half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. We've 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of desiccated coconut, and 2 tablespoons of ground almond. Okay, so that's quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good counting, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8. Okay, so 8 different spices does seem like a lot, but in authentic Indian cooking, there is a huge myriad of spices used. So in these all go into our blender. Just be careful. They all make it in it. Handle lads. And then finally, just before we blend it, I've got 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. That's just kind of balance the spices and offset the tomato sauce and just give a nice kind of sense of sweetness as well to the dish. Color is epic of this. Boom. Okay, so you can see it's got an incredibly vibrant color. And the great thing about this sauce is that it's got quite a bit of viscosity to it, quite a bit of body to it. So we're gonna add this back into the pan and put it back up on a high heat. See, it's got an amazing body to it, really, really does, very substantial. It's quite thick, you can almost, let's see, you could sit a spoon on it, there you are, just to show how thick it is. You could do a dance on the top of it. Okay, so we brought that up to temperature. It is delicious, super tasty, vibrant, yummy sauce. Time to add in our veg. We want to keep this really simple and quick to make. We have 2 tins of drained chickpeas, which we've washed and drained and rinsed. So that's about 500 grams net weight. And we've got 2 large handfuls, probably about 60 grams of washed baby spinach. Might seem like loads, but that's going to wilt down to very little now shortly. Okay, so that's perfect. We brought it up to temperature. The spinach is wilted right down and it tastes fantastic. I'm popping in some chopped coriander, also known as cilantro. And I think finally something which is very important, we've only put 1 teaspoon of salt in this dish so far. So obviously the last thing before you ever serve a dish is always to taste it and to season it. So I reckon we're gonna need a little bit more salt. So when you are seasoning, there's 5 basic flavors. We're gonna go with another teaspoon of salt here. So there's salt, which no amount of fancy cooking can make up of an under-seasoned or under-salted dish. Next you'll have sweet, which will come from the coconut milk. Umami, which will typically come from the tomatoes, really. We have bitter, which coming from the spinach. We have the acidity will end up coming from the peppers, really, I would think so. Boom. Happy? Fantastic, super, super tasty. Okay, a little bit of coriander, just to
and I think finally to serve, really important, is some toasted flaked almond. Just gonna make the whole dish pop. Boom, and there you have it. Authentic Goan korma, creamy, yummy, delicious, and surprisingly vegan. You could serve this up to people and they'd go, that is so creamy, it's indulgent, it's decadent, it's delicious. And it's really authentic. Like there is that really creamy coat them out. There's a huge amount of complexity in terms of the spices.
And a little bit of fresh coriander in the flaked almond just gives that extra dimension.
And another great tip for any parents out there who are trying to sneak vegetables into their kids, the base of this sauce is really good. It'll work for loads of different things. Obviously just put in less spices, but blending, like this is the root of this dish, was blending the peppers and the carrot with some coconut milk, chopped tomatoes, and a range of different spices. Put in less spices, but it work as a great sauce for kids that you could just use as easy tasting.
Thank you for watching, and if anyone does want to learn how to cook more vegan cooking, we've come up with an online vegan cooking course teaching people the fundamentals of how to cook plant-based food without recipes.
So it's about empowering. It's a 6-week course and it gets really amazing reviews. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching and cheers!
Bye.